Okay, quick video on why I spent $900 on a Nikon F2. Hopefully this won't take too long. So you can get them for like 150 bucks on eBay, and I have no idea what kind of shape they're in. And you can get nice ones for like $400 on eBay, and you really have no idea what kind of shape they're in. I don't know when they stopped making the F2, but I think it was probably, in all likelihood, in the early 80s. So this camera, best case scenario, is 40 years old. And so one came up locally, so I didn't have to have it shipped to me. And one came up locally after having just come back from, I can't remember his name, but the guy in Oxford, England, I believe, who completely rebuilds only Nikon F2s. It's the sum total of his business is bringing these back to life. And so this had just come back from him. He has a 14-month waiting list. I believe actually he's not taking any new people until he gets through his backlog. So anyway, yes, so completely rebuilt, apparently better than new. Shutter speeds within a third of a stop. He also retrofitted the, where is it there? The battery compartment, so it takes a regular lithium cell, and calibrated the meter so it works properly with said lithium cell. So it is ready to go. In fact, he also gave me a 1 yen coin to open up the door, which is actually really cool because it fits perfectly. And all the North American coins are the wrong size. So and I have two other cameras here to illustrate why it is that I was comfortable paying that much money for a camera like that. First of all, I don't know how much he charges to redo the camera, but as far as I'm concerned, getting it already done is worth it, because this Rolleiflex came from, I want to say Iceland, but I don't know, Finland. Came from Finland, sold to me by someone who, strangely, immediately deleted his account after it showed up. According to the seller, it was tested and operational, and it had a bright screen, and it was none of the above. Well, it was operational, and it took beautiful photographs, but they were all out of focus. And so I sent it to the late, great Horst Wenzel, who is, or was, pardon me, the local camera repair guy. And he pulled it apart and put it back together. And it was 300 bucks to have him give it a full CLA, good for another 50 years, as he said. But the issue with this is that apparently the way that the shutter goes together, there's about 50 different ways that you can put the shutter together, and the only way you know you've got it right is it works properly. So he would give it a few different tries and then put it on his shelf for a couple of weeks, and then give it a few different tries and put it on his shelf for a couple of weeks. So I think he had it for the better part of a year before, and you know, I'm not blaming him for it. It just took a long time to answer some questions and to get it fixed. You know you're in trouble when your repair guy asks you if you could send it back and get a refund. That would probably be the smartest way to approach dealing with this. Now, the camera currently works like a charm, one of my favorite cameras. I absolutely love it. It doesn't have a lens cap because, of course, why would you get a lens cap from some guy in Finland, among other things. So and also it cost me as much as a copy of Rolleiflex that was at the local camera store that I missed out on. So buying the camera, being annoyed by it, paying for the refund, paying for the repair, cost as much as just getting it already done at the local camera store. And then this is my Mamiya 6, exactly the same story. I bought it for a couple $1,000s, which as it turns out was a really good price for the body and all three lenses, but it didn't work properly, so it had to go down to Precision Camera, and it was given a once-over and a full CLA, and it works like a charm, brand new. Light meter still is terrible, and came back to me, but that, by the time the dust settled, was $600 US for the repair, plus shipping and all that kind of stuff. And so when you actually start looking big picture at what it costs to have cameras repaired and how much it costs just psychologically having them work properly from the get-go, as far as I'm concerned, 900 bucks for an F2 is money well spent. So that's where I stand. And I would show you some photographs from the camera, but I'm only on my first roll. 12, how many frames? 14 frames? I'm 14 frames in on my first roll of film. So I will do a review once it comes back. So far, it is unbelievably beautiful. It's really, really nice. It's got a great feel, got a great sound, and I'm very happy with my purchase.